it's Jen from Scrap and Posh again, and we are going to put the charm on this mini album here, and this is the one that I'm giving away. So if you haven't seen the giveaway, hi everybody, it's Jen from Scrap and Posh, and today we are going to be using BeeBeecraft products to put the dangle on this mini album, and this is well overdue. So of course I don't have just BeeBeecraft products, I have a variety, but some of the main features are going to be BeeBeecraft. So I will link all the stuff below that you need to know, and let's get started. So this is a BeeBeecraft connecting bead, and you get to customize this. So I am going to use this scrap that I had actually thrown in the trash. I dug it back out, and we're going to make this a little clock face. And I've used these before, and I appreciate the fact that they're pretty forgiving. So if you don't cut exactly in a circle, it's okay. The other thing you can do is get I think it's a 1-inch punch, but yeah, it would take me longer to figure out where that is. I need to find a new storage solution for my punches so that I use them more often, so I can, because if you see them, you use them. That's almost there. So this video is long overdue, but I've had been working on my health issues, and I am happy to say at this point my health issues have been resolved. Yay. However, you just don't get to stop. You have to continue to do exercising and stuff like that, eating right. But the main concern at the time, that issue has been resolved. So that's good stuff. Use any clear adhesive. This is Stampin' Up! The clear stuff, or you can use Glossy Accents. So I have that over there too, but I figured that one would be clogged and this one wouldn't. This one's kind of clogged though. And you just put your Glossy Accents down, and then you put your image down, and then you put this glass bead right on top, and you squish, and it's going to come out over the sides, and that's okay, because you're pretty much like voiding it of any air. Just don't stick your hands on it. I said it's a clock. I think it's a compass. Oops. I'm making a mess is what I'm doing. If you don't have one of these pokey things, definitely get one. They don't have them at BeeBeecraft, but it is the best thing. I think they have them at the dollar store, but they're not as heavy duty. I got this from my dentist. I was like, hey, what do you do with that? And she gave me an old one. Okay, so you let that set aside to dry about 20 minutes. You can, it's dry enough to move, but it won't be dry until like, 24 hours. So I have this from my local craft store, which I thought would be nice. Let me put the lid on this before it dries out. Okay. go. I have 2 more BeeBeecraft projects to do. Like I was saying before, I still have to continue to be active and stuff like that, so I can't do what I was doing before and craft with all my free time. So I'm only going to stay on the Artistic Studio Creations design team. All the other ones I regretfully have to not participate in any longer. So I have some already strung beads. I have this tassel. I have this pearl chain, which these make it real bulky. And you can use whatever you can find. And BeeBeecraft does have a lot of beads and different charms and stuff, which I love. I wasn't fortunate enough to get any. Of course, I have a huge stash, so you know, you kind of have to pick and choose what you want. But you can take part of this and make a very, you know, that puts bulk. It makes those chunky tassels. Okay, and then I just got some different trims that I have, and BeeBeecraft also has laces and stuff, so very nice. I didn't get any of those either, but okay, so that's all the stuff that I have that's not from BeeBeecraft. I did that first so that this was from BeeBeecraft, but I did it first so that it had time to dry. Okay, so also in this kit, this was a kit, and it came with gears and keys and wings, and it has chain, eyelets, and lobster clasp. So if you don't have anything, I suggest a kit like this is well worth it. So let's pull out a couple of things we can use. We'll use a wing. I'll keep these out. I have some chain already, so I'm going to put the chain up. I don't have any way of putting on the gears right now, unless I just thread through. Now this is a perfect key for threading. And it looks like they all have, like, here's a smaller one. Let's use those two. I like that. We'll do those. We'll do a wing, and let me see if I can find a gear with a small something I can put here. We'll use that one. I can put a jump ring around that. Maybe that one. Just looking to see. We'll figure something out here. We'll put these in the definitely try pile. So we got a little bit of everything there. Like I said, I'll link this kit below. It's a wonderful kit. It is steampunk all the way. And then I've got some of these lovely tassels, and we're going to use, there's some off-white ones in here. Some off-white there. Now for these, just put a drop of glue before we start right on the the string that threads around them. Okay, so there we go. We got a good basis now for a big tassel. So let's start. First, we're going to decide whether we want to make it removable or not. And in order to make it removable, we can get, I don't have any big, I have some other stuff in here that we could possibly use. I don't have any big rings that could make it detachable, but I know that it would be nice if we did so. What did fall out of there was a bigger jump ring. I'll go ahead and keep that out for some of those gears. Let's see, I have, let's see, what else do I have here? It's my shot glasses. I don't drink, really. Another random key. I got some shiny things. And what's in here? Too shiny. Too shiny for this album. Okay, so I don't have anything handy that can be used as a like a ring. You can use a key ring, but all my key rings are bright shiny silver, and I'm not going to not going to tarnish those up right now. So let me show you how to make a chain removable. I don't know what you want to call it. It's a removable chain thing. So you just take a small piece of chain, one of your jump rings, and the nice thing about these kits is they all coordinate too, and a lobster clasp, and we're just going to make, actually let's get 2 jump rings, that way we can have it, it's easier to mount the lobster clasp. Okay, I'm going to move some of this stuff off to the side and zoom you in. And alright, that's where I have to be. So the first thing you do, you just take a length of chain, and that's about 2 inches, and you take your jump ring, open it up, and what we're going to do is we're going to put one side on the chain, and we're just going to close it, and that's going to be what we're doing essentially is making just like a necklace or a bracelet. Just like that. And close. Alright, there's one side, and the other side is going to attach to the chain and the jump ring. There we go. And through the lobster clasp. I said jump ring, I meant lobster clasp. This is not fitting through this. There we go. I was like, okay, and then through the chain, and now we have a make sure that they close. If they don't close, then they'll fall off, and you'll have people who aren't happy with you. There we go. Alright, both sides closed, so now all you gotta do is just like any so there is our removable little ring, and then this is what we'll put our stuff on, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on the book so that it gives it some good weight. So if somebody really wants to remove it, they can. Alright. Now what you want to do is when you start tying stuff to it, make sure that that lobster clasp is up so that you can get it off. Okay, and then I'll zoom you back out. We just start tying some ribbon to it. Like I said, make sure that lobster clasp is up so they can get to it, or you can get to it if you want to remove it. I guess it depends on what your album is for. I'm giving it away, so I keep saying so they. And when I am doing a what do you want to call this? A tassel? When I'm doing a tassel, I just make sure that it's big and bulky and has different textures to it. I'm going to go ahead and tie some of these right to this ribbon up here. This part, these won't be removable, but they're not going to be bulky either, so. If I tie it all at the bottom, it's not going to have enough, like, whoops. Alright, I guess it's going to sit flat then. Let's see here. I got some sheer ribbon. Take a couple pieces of that. Once you get all this stuff tied to it, you can trim them off. And I usually I don't tie knots, I just go around once. If you tie knots, it just leaves too big of a bulk, and this isn't functional, it's just so you can, just to give it a unique look. Okay, I like that. I've got some brown satin. We'll put that on and then we'll be done with that. Okay, here we go. And then we have, remember, in the depths of all this bulk here, we have that chain back here that we're going to start attaching stuff to. But before we do that, everything is cloth here, so let's go ahead and trim a little bit. I don't mind it coming down past the end of the book, because if you think about it, if it's sitting on the shelf, it gives it a really nice look. But I don't want it to hang so far down. Make sure that I don't snip my closures there. And we want it to vary. We don't want it all to be the same. And I like cutting it at an angle to give it some interest. And there we go. So I mean, that's a good basis for a dangle. I think this one may be hanging down a little too low. There we go. I like that. Okay, and then I have, like I said before, this little tassel that I got from my craft store. We'll just get a jump ring for it. And we're going to attach that right to the chain here. I think I need to tighten that. didn't get on there all the way. I'll pull you back in so you can see a little better. And then this one I think needs to be squeezed a little bit more. If I look at it from an angle, there is a definite gap. We don't want any gaps. There we go. That gives it a nice added touch there. Now let's go ahead and put another piece of chain on, and we're just going to attach this to the first piece that we've already used. So these jump rings, if you don't get a kit, these jump rings are really inexpensive, and they are a must-have for doing this, I think. So, I mean, if you have some jump rings and some chain, you can do this with beads and tassels and everything else. Or, you know, you get to pick whatever it is that you want to hang from it. I've even just used, like, if I'm using Graphic 45, I just use the chipboard pieces, put some glossy accents on them, and put a big jump ring through it, and then, like, that is my tassel charm. Okay, so I put that chain through there. I'm going to find the other half of this chain and hook it right through it. Now you can hook it through the chain or you can hook it around the chain. It doesn't really matter at this point. I put it through. Make sure that it closes, that's very important. And then this one piece of wire or chain here will be what we use to hang off our keys and gears and everything like that. So the first thing we want to do is cut off. I want to put this guy on there, and he's dry enough now that, and because I waited like an hour, but he's dry enough now that we can do that. So I'm going to cut it fairly short, then we're going to put him on, and then we'll put more another length below it. So I cut it fairly short, just a small piece of chain. Find my little bag of jump rings. We open it up. Sorry if this is kind of tedious, you guys. I can't think of any better way to show you how to do this. We put the jump ring on here, and we get the chain that we did. Like, the most important thing is to make sure that your jump rings close. If there's anything that is in your control, that is it. Okay, I missed it by one, but I'm good with that. I can cut that off if it stands out. Make sure it closes. Alright, that looks neat. Get another jump ring. Open it up. The rest of this chain. I'm going to put it on the chain first because it's smaller and harder to deal with, and then right through there, and make sure that they close. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put a gear on the bottom. I have this small or this larger jump ring. It did not come with the kit, but and it's kind of going to let me gear where I want to gear. It's going to let me gauge where I want to cut the chain so that this is going to be the last thing that dangles off the bottom. I just put that on there and then cut the excess chain off. Make sure you don't cut the one that you just put that on. Alright, so that's how long our charm's going to be, and we're just going to hang some other stuff off of this. If it gets too much, sorry, that's how long our charm's going to be. If it gets too much, we can always put another chain on. We just kind of have to, you know, watch, because we do have two more keys, two more gears, some tassels that are just kind of hidden in. I'm going to put this wing up here. It can be quite finicky. You just gotta be patient. Alright, there we go. Let's do one of the keys. Now the keys you don't want hitting, you want to put the key pretty far up because they're longer. You don't want it to hit the, you don't want it to hang down so far that it hits the gear. So I'm only going to put it like one length away from the whatever that is. I think it's a compass. And this would be a cool album to put like a little pocket watch or a compass on too. I don't have either one of those things, so that's just not going to happen. Make sure it closes. There we go. Okay. I got the wing, the key, the gear, and let's put some of these pre-strung beads on here. These I just got at the local craft store. But what I can do, I'm not thrilled about it being silver, but I'm not picky either. It just gives it another texture. But before I put that on, let's go ahead and connect one of these gears to it. Here we go. That gear is not leaving much room to slide it on. And I don't know if I have any more big jump rings handy, so I'm just going to thread another jump ring through there and close this one off. Two jump rings so that it doesn't, you're not putting a lot of torque on it when it's hanging from the chain. There we go. Just gives it a little more movement there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it right here. And then since this has a open loop at the bottom, let's go ahead and put that key on there. And then open this up. And we're going to put it right on the chain at the top. And make sure that it closes. Better to use the pliers so we don't inadvertently cut it. Okay, so I went ahead and attached the lobster clasp with this. I put a tassel on there, and I'm gonna leave it like that, except I found this Jules Verne mini book that I made. Essentially, it's just a scaled version of the Jules Verne book. Compilation of stories, and I scaled it down and then cut out little pages. I don't have enough pages to fill the whole thing, but I am way too impatient to do that. So you just put an eye pen in there. I think I have a how-to on these books. If not, I'll make one. Just a mini book, but how cute is that? No, it's not a compilation. It is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So, there we go. And like I said, it could use a few more pages, but I'm not worried about it. And then one more jump ring and we'll be done. Oh, two more jump rings because I found this little squid octopus. He's got to go on with the book. I'm going to go ahead and put him on while the book is drying. Alright. There we go. Super easy. Open it up. You shouldn't use your fingernails because your fingernails will break like mine. And I'm just going to put it on this chain of pre-strung beads. Close it up. Alright, the book should be dry enough to handle. There we go. Put that through there. And don't worry too much about the different colors because the thing about the chunky tassel is that it's like, it's chunky enough that it kind of, you have to search for your elements, which is what makes it fun. Now all we do is just take this lobster clasp and put it right on the chain that we originally used. I lost something. I didn't have something closed all the way, or I didn't have it on at all. Alright, I just put that right around that chain. There we go. He hangs down a little bit further than the other one, and I have no idea what fell. So I guess we're all good. He hangs down a little bit more than I want him to, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off here. Oh, I think I dropped the gear that I didn't have on there. It was on my table. So if that bothers you, if this loop down at the end bothers you, you can always put something on it, but I'm good with it. So, alright you guys, there we go. Didn't take long at all. You can see all the different layers, the different textures, the metal embellishments, the book. Oh, I think some of my pages fell out. I'm going to have to put in the pages. Alright. I hope you guys have a great evening. Head on over to BeeBeecraft. I will put all the links in the box below. We'll see you later, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.